Lasermate, eject, operation, channel intro.
Hello fellow YouTubers, WfC Stop Motioner here, and here we are taking a look at Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Shockwave. One of my favorite figures in the line, but also one of the worst selling figures in the line. He was there for most of 2019 and most of 2020. He sold horribly. And the reason for that is because they overpriced him. He's one of those figures that's kind of ruined by his class, his size class, and as such his price points. So we'll get into that more in a minute. So here he is in his alt mode, all weaponized up. And this, I don't think, looks too bad. It's okay. He's got some guns on the sides here. Kind of pretend that's a big gun right there. I don't know if it is, but it's kind of cool thinking of it that way. He's got thrusters on the back. It's weird looking, but, again, it's Cybertronian, so I'm okay with that. I've seen worse Cybertronian alt modes. So here he is with Siege Megatron, who I will get around to reviewing soon, hopefully. But just see how they look there. That's pretty cool. So once again, there's not really a whole lot to talk about in this mode. I do want to take note of the fact that I can't get both sides to fully tab in. Like, this side will tab in and this side doesn't. I don't know why that is. It's really weird. But either way, let's see how he looks without all these attachments. Alright. So you just untab the stuff from the side. It tabs into a few different locations. Get this ready for later. This is going to come into play in robot mode. Alright, that just came right off. Alright, then you just fold these down, turn it like this, and there is something resembling his original gun mode. And it actually doesn't work too badly. I mean, you can hold it, it still effectively works. This angle's down a little, oh, don't forget the landing gear. I mean, this angle's down a little bit, but it still looks pretty cool. It does kind of look like his original gun. When I first got this, I was like, wow, is that supposed to be like a submarine or something? Then I realized, but you hold it upside down, it's supposed to look like his original gun mode. So that's pretty nifty. Get this right here. But once again, not really a whole lot to talk about with this alt mode. There's some pretty good sculpted detail on him, but we'll get more into that in robot mode. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, transformation is really fun. First you undo this, set it off to the side, untab this right here, and you want to split this. You take this right here, open it up like this, then you swing the arms down. You take this part and hinge it back. Then you take the legs, separate them, pull them down, rotate them. Make sure this lines up with that tab. You just fold the arms down. You put that into place. Pull this down, fold out his head. Just make sure these tabs align with those slots in there. And then you tab that into place. And then you're done. And I'm gonna be honest, this robot mode is excellent. I really like it. I mean, it looks just how Shockwave should. I mean, in terms of like G1 accuracy, maybe the only bad thing is the purple's really dark. Should be lighter, but in all honesty, I really love the dark purple he's got going here. I mean, seriously, there's no mistaking who this is. It doesn't really have a lot of hollowness either, aside from right there. I mean, otherwise, he's fairly filled in. I mean, yes, these parts are hollow, but I mean, you got to be able to stick the arms up in there. I mean, I have to like search for hollow spots on this figure. So, I'm quite impressed with that. Like I said, it just really looks how Shockwave should. Got some good old light piping. He's got really good articulation. Head is... I forget if that's a ball joint or not. Yeah, that's a ball joint. So, ball joint, I mean, once again, can look up a little bit. Not really much in the way of down. You can do a full 360 with it. Shoulders, go up about this far, and of course, because of transformation, they can go up even further. You can rotate them full 360. Get rotation right here. Good enough elbow bend. And a wrist rotation. You get a waist swivel, really good waist swivel that isn't a part of the transformation, so that's greatly appreciated. And you get some ratcheted hips. Your satisfying click. You can go out to the side. Your rotation right here. And you get a good ratcheted knee bend. And of course, you get ankle tilt. Not a whole lot, but it's still there. So, the robot mode is really good. And the articulation is fantastic. And there's just a lot of things about this figure that are fantastic. So once again, why did he sell so poorly? Well, let's go ahead and get into that. So to attach his armor, pretty simple. You just slide these onto the shoulders. Just make sure you have this part like this. And then there's some ports right here. They're just going to go in right there. Like that. Then you take this right here. And there you have Shockwave all armored up. And there's one thing I forgot to rotate this around. I have mixed feelings on this look. It is kind of cool, I guess, but this is not really a traditional look for Shockwave. He's not exactly known for being all weaponized and such, and going out in the field, he's usually the one that stays behind at the lab. That's kind of how he works. And this wouldn't be so bad, but then they try to justify the leader class price point. See, Ultra Magnus, it worked. The armor worked for him. And Shockwave is noticeably smaller when armored up. And just, size comparison here, he is with Siege Megatron, and see he's about the same, maybe just a little bit taller than Voyager Megatron with these attachments. So, that's the problem with this figure. The base robot mode is fantastic. but with all these attachments that aren't even really traditional for the character, and then they make them a lot more expensive. And that's not right. And I was kind of hoping, well, maybe, he'll have these in the Netflix series. He didn't, of course. Now in terms of like added articulation, you just get movement on these extra arms. So, yeah, that's Seed Shockwave. And that is why he did not sell well. So, you can go ahead and stick him on the display. Alright, so there's Shockwave with my Decepticon display. So it's really quite a shame what happened with this figure. Like I said, his alt mode with the armor attachments is pretty good. I do like what the armor attachments do for his alt mode. But I generally just prefer to have his traditional gun alt mode anyway. His transformation is very smooth, very enjoyable. His robot mode is great, and the articulation is pretty much top notch. Then they had to ruin him with the armor attachments, which, like I said, wouldn't be so bad if they just didn't try to charge an extra $20. He's a good Voyager, but not worth those attachments. So I do definitely recommend going back and getting him if you skipped out on him, but try to find him for a good price, or better yet, just try to find the base robot mode for a good price. I'm honestly thinking I might stick the armor attachments down in one of my bins or something, because I really just prefer the base robot mode. So either way, those are my thoughts on Seed Shockwave. Like I said, good figure, but not worth the original retail price. So, if you liked this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.